After a pretty wild race out in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we saw Rogel Dorn go to victory lane for the first time for Celsius Team Velocistar. Continue here in the North Carolina. We are here in Rockingham, here at the historic Rockingham Speedway, here for 50 laps of action around this track, just over a mile long. Of course, the Rockingham Speedway, very notable, of course, for eating up tires, and these guys are going to be absolutely slipping and sliding around this racetrack. Never really know what can happen here at the Rock, but we'll just have to wait and see how it all ends up shaking out here at the Cheerwine 200 here at the Rockingham Speedway. What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome here to the Cheerwine 200 here at the Rockingham Speedway, race number 8 here on the 2025 Turkey Hill Truck Series season. Starting to close in here on the halfway point of the season, and what a season it has been so far up to this point. We've had 6 different winners in 7 different races. The only driver to go to victory lane multiple times so far up to this point has been Brian Webb there for Mahindra Motorsports, and this time around we definitely have the opportunity to maybe get another new winner here this time around, as we got a lot of drivers still searching for their first win on the season, starting up towards the front of the field, such as Duncan Ward, who starts on the pole position. You also got Tyler Jericho, Eric Monaco, Logan Williams, Blaine Keys, who is miraculously still looking for his first win on the season, but Keys has been looking very, very quick these past couple of weeks, so honestly, I think we're pretty much delaying the inevitable at this point. Of course, Blaine Keys won this race last year as well, so definitely might have to look out for that one car here in this one. But regardless of the fact, it's going to be a very fun race, as it usually is here at the Rockingham Speedway. And joining alongside on the call, we got AG back up here in the booth. Thank you so much for joining me up here once again. Like I said, it's been a very, very interesting season so far up to this point. And like I was just talking about, we definitely have the opportunity to maybe get a new winner here this time around here, with a lot of drivers still searching for their first career wins up towards the front of the field. But what are you expecting here today from all these guys here at the Rockingham Speedway, and how do you think this race is going to play out?
We had a great race here on Wednesday night in Lenovo Pro Series, and that one's definitely a very fascinating event. We saw these guys really wear out the tires, and that was only 38 laps, so we would expect the same here today. Of course, we do have a cycle of pit stops in this one, so that'll make things even more interesting, but great opportunity to see a traditional Truck Series winner here today, and we'll have to see how it ends up shaking out. Of course, we got our Wall Cup Series champion starting on the pole position. Almost got the win last week at Charlotte, but got passed on the last lap by Rogel Dorn, so a bit of a chip on his shoulder there for Duncan Ward there starting on the pole. It's going to be fun. Not really sure what to expect, but it's going to be a competitive race for sure, and we're closing in on the halfway point of the season as well, so this championship battle really starting to heat up, as after today we're only going to have 10 races left to go until we crown a champion on Christmas Day, so excited to see how it all goes down here at the Rock.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how this race plays out, and yeah, like you were mentioning, I mean, the season flies by really quickly. Like I said, we're already reaching the halfway point, and I mean, just after this race today, like you said, we'll only have 10 more races left to go, so every point, every position is going to matter here, and it's definitely going to be really interesting to see how it'll all shake up here at a track like the Rock, where you could honestly pretty much expect the unexpected. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how this race will play out. And like you mentioned, you got a pit cycle in this race around lap 29 to 32 is when we'll see these guys come down. But yeah, once we get to the tail end of these runs, these tires are going to be really, really worn out. So it's definitely going to be really interesting to see how the strategy will play out here in this race as well. But really quickly here, we'll take a quick look here at your point standings coming into the 8th race of the season. Of course, you got the 25 of Aaron Abel coming into this race, the points leader. Had a bit of a tough outing at Charlotte, ended up getting involved in an accident, but still has a 12-point lead to Andrew Williams, who didn't have the best outing in qualifying, so he's definitely got a bit of work ahead of him here if he wants to have a good finish here at the Rockingham Speedway, but he comes in second in points, 12 points behind Aaron Abel. Then you got Matthew Hubert third in points, 16 back. Brian Webb still comes in fourth in points, 18 back. Nicholas Samadio rounds out your top 5 in points, 19 back. Rogel Dorn, last week's winner at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, now comes in 6th in points, 23 back. Philip Torres is 7th, 26 back. Tyler Jericho was 8th, 28 back, and tied with Blaine Keys. And rounding out your top 10 in points, we got Duncan Ward, 40 points behind. And like we were talking about, he starts on the pole here today at the Rockingham Speedway. Definitely, like you said, a chip on his shoulder after finishing second at the Charlotte Motor Speedway after getting passed from the lead on the last lap by the two of Rogel Dorn. Looking for redemption, undoubtedly, this time out here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. But we'll have to wait and see how this race ends up shaking out. Got 50 laps ahead of us. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down here from the Rock. But I think it's about time we get these guys rolling here from the Rockingham Speedway. As I do, we'll take a quick look here at your starting lineup here for the Cheerwine 200 here at the Rockingham Speedway. Starting on the pole, like I mentioned, is the number 24 of Duncan Ward, starting alongside the number 97 of Tyler Jericho. Row 2, it's the 88 of Eric Monaco, starting alongside the number 10 of Logan Williams. Row 3 is the number 1 of Blaine Key, starting alongside the 61 of Nathan Stapleton. Row 4, it's the 82, Zachary Fitzwater with a good qualifying run, starting alongside the 05 of Isaac Nichols. Rounding out your top 10 there, we have the Evans-Ross Racing Machine of Jack Haas, starting alongside the number 18 of Philip Torres. As these guys roll off here, Alex, I gotta ask you, who's your pick to go to victory lane here today from the Rockingham Speedway?
This is maybe a very obvious pick because he won here last year, and he's gonna get his first win at some point this season, and Blaine Keys going to get it done here at the Rock, and he's going to have a very good shot at this championship as well, so watch out for him. I think his run to the championship is going to start here today with a race victory at the Rockingham Speedway.
Definitely a great pick there. Blaine Keys, your reigning winner of this race, and Blaine Keys, of course, has been fast so far this season, still looking for that first career win, but we know once Blaine Keys gets hot, he is just absolutely unstoppable. So once that first career win comes, I'm sure the others will definitely start rolling in. So we'll have to see how it ends up shaking out. But here we go. Duncan Ward, Tyler Jericho, going to lead the field down the front straightaway to the green flag. We're racing here in the Cheerwine 200 here at the Rock. Coming off of turn number 4 to lead the opening lap, Duncan Ward in the 24 there with a good start. Side by side for second between Eric Monaco and Tyler Jericho. Blaine Keys right now running in fourth. And how about Zachary Fitzwater here trying to get into the top 5 early on in the going? Watch out through the field as these guys are all bunched up together. It could definitely potentially lead to some early race chaos, but so far so good here from the Rockingham Speedway. As now Zachary Fitzwater tries to go after Blaine Keys here for the 4th position. Zachary Fitzwater is on a heater so far here in the early stages. And Eric Monaco once again trying to go after that 97 of Tyler Jericho, but all these guys battling behind. He's letting that 24 machine of Duncan Ward here pull away with the race lead.
Yeah, Duncan's also got a very good chance of winning this race, and of course we saw how strong he was at Charlotte last week, and I think there's a lot of speed in this truck, and of course we know Duncan Ward is one of the best drivers in the series, a Wall Cup Series champion. But watch out for drivers like Eric Monaco, and watch out for Zachary Fitzwater. Very impressed with what he's been able to do. A great qualifying effort, and he's moved his way up as a little bit of tap there from Brian Webb in the back of the field. Two-time winner this season, struggled just a little bit the past couple of races.
Brian Webb with a bit of a tap to the outside wall. Might definitely see that quite a bit here as this race goes along, especially once the tires start to wear out and these guys really start slipping and sliding around this racetrack. Luckily, no calamity here so far from the Rockingham Speedway, knock on wood, but Duncan Ward being closed up on here by the 88 of Eric Monaco. Tyler Jericho in the 97 not too far behind. And now Blaine Keys is all over the back bumper of Zachary Fitzwater, looking to take that 4th position back away. You got Nicholas Samadillo in the 6 also up here waiting in the wings. Ludovic Charette in the 14 is already up here inside the top 10. So is the 27 of Avery Alford. As for the lead, here comes the 88. Eric Monaco to the inside here as they go into 3 and 4. Side by side, Monaco going to stick the inside. And to the race lead goes the TP Motorsports machine of Eric Monaco. Tyler Jericho and the 97 now to the inside here for the 2nd position. And Zachary Fitzwater in the 82 as well, looking to try and follow suit.
Monaco, we keep on talking about how, oh, it'd be great for him to be in a full-time All Cup Series ride, and, we'd love to see that, of course, but keep in mind, he's been in this truck series for 3 seasons, all 3 seasons with this same team, Tanner Pard Motorsports, and this season has definitely been one of the best ones so far for him. He did get a win last year at Road America, but he has shown considerable pace and has been up front with these guys in quite a few of these races, and how about that move he made on Duncan Ward? Is that 24 is slipping back just a little bit? Not a lot of long-term pace in that 24 machine for the time being, as Fitzwater and Blaine Keys have both gotten around him. Here comes Nichols and Alford on that inside lane as well. A lot of great battling going on here, a lot like what we saw on Wednesday night in the Pro Series race. And we got a lot of strong drivers up front on this one as well, and anyone can get this one done here. They're in the top 10 at the moment.
Absolutely. Seen a lot of great battles here early on here from Rockingham as Duncan Ward in 24. Trying to hold position. He's been slipping back a little bit ever since he got past there for the race lead. Nav all over the back bumper of the 24 is the 05 of Isaac Nichols. And Avery Alford in the 27 having a good run there as well for Stover Motorsports, currently running in 7th. Battle for 8th heating up here between Nicholas Samadillo and Ludovic Charette. Leonard Kochmer right now currently the last car here inside of the top 10. But up here for the lead, it's definitely heating up as Tyler Jericho right on the back bumper of Eric Monaco, and not too far behind you got Zachary Fitzwater, Blaine Keys. Duncan Ward still trying to stay close here to our top 4, but it's been a very fun race here so far here from Rockingham, and this time by going to complete lap number 11, so almost halfway to that pit cycle, and that's definitely going to be really interesting once it does come around. But you're definitely going to see these guys pretty much start going slower and slower every lap as these tires do start to wear out. It's going to be a bit harder and harder to pass, so that's why everyone's trying to make their moves as early as they can. And speaking of moves, here comes Duncan Ward trying to make a move on Blaine Keys, looking to take that 4th position back away.
Duncan Ward got shuffled out on that outside lane. We saw this a lot on Wednesday night, too, in the Pro Series race where you get stuck on that outside and you just fall right back. And now Blaine Keys on that outside lane as you got Tyler Jericho all over the back bumper of Eric Monaco right there. Not quite close enough to make a move, but this 97 really looking strong the past few weeks. He's 8th in the standings, so he's still very much in contention for this, and might be one of those new guys that come through the ranks here and shows up like Duncan Ward did last year in the Sprint Series and over to this series and then into the Cup Series this year. So many great drivers moving up through the ranks here. And the Truck Series is such a great series because it is an in-between series. It's a development series and also a top-tier series at the same time, because you have the Blaine Keys, Duncan Ward in the series, but you also have some new faces like Tyler Jericho that are racing with them and racing up front with them as well. And he's got Fitzwater on the outside right there. Fitzwater trying to make a move there on that outside lane, but that's going to open the door for Duncan Ward. And all 4 of those guys, as he got Alford all of a sudden up into the top 5 for Stover Motorsports. Definitely a lot of strong drivers up front here. A lot of guys who won Wawa Cup Series races this season up front. And how about this race that we've got going on? They are not pulling away from each other.
Absolutely. These guys are really staying close together up here around this race lead. It's making for a very, very fun battle. So far, Eric Monaco has held strong with the lead. Tyler Jericho got a great run there off of turn number 4. He's all over the back bumper here going into 1 and 2, just trying to find a way around. But Eric Monaco right now is keeping that 88 TP Motorsports machine planted on the bottom. Even going to defend the inside lane here as we go into 3 and 4. Tyler Jericho going to let off a little bit, going to slide in back behind the 88. And you also got Duncan Ward. How about Avery Alford in that 27 up here, battling for the race lead effectively now at the moment. There in that Stover Motorsports machine, that 27 is looking really sporty here in the Cheerwine 200 as Alford is all over the back bumper. Duncan Ward there looking to try and maybe move up here to the 3rd position. And he's going to take a peek to the inside here as we go into 3 and 4. We're going to get put up here on the outside lane, but we're starting to get to that point where the tires are starting to wear a little bit. The grip is going away, especially on that inside lane. And Duncan Ward going to hold off Avery Alford here for the time being.
And Tyler Jericho's just been all over this back bumper of Eric Monaco. Just hasn't been able to get the run, and the tire wear is a big part of it. But we're already on lap 18 of 50, and this race is going by very, very fast, and we're not that far away from the cycle of pit stops, and this race day is going to be a huge factor to who ends up getting the race victory, because that undercut/overcut can mean quite a bit. Not a good exit there for Tyler Jericho. There goes Duncan Ward to the inside for second, looking to make that work. Got Nicholas Samadeo there up in the 6th position. Great run for Nicholas. And, of course, Nicholas is in a good position this season in the Truck Series. Wasn't a good season over in the Cup Series, just as I started talking about him. He gets passed there by Isaac Nichols, but I'd watch out for Nicholas in this season in particular. I think he's got a good shot there. Still under the GRT banner with Parker Davis Enterprises. We know that's a very good team. Still battling there for second between Duncan Ward and Tyler Jericho. But these pit stops, if they stay as close as they are going into this cycle, it is going to be a crazy fight off the pit lane after that cycle of pit stops, as it looks like, not quite, almost had a battle for the race lead there between Monaco and Duncan Ward.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to get really interesting as this race goes along, especially if these guys stay as close as they are up here at the front of the field. But this battle for second has been going on for quite some time, but Jericho slips really wide there, going through 1 and 2. They're 3 wide there for a second there. For the 3rd position, Tyler Jericho got a bit there of the outside wall. Shouldn't be much harm or foul there, though, for the 97. Just a kiss there to the outside wall. But now, how about Avery Alford in the 27 now up into the 3rd position? Duncan Ward, the 24, trying to go around the outside. Might have sent it a bit too wide. Now here comes Alford, looking to go here for the 2nd position. Emily DeBenetti now up here inside the top 10. So is Joe Rutkowski. Nathan Stapleton having a good recovery here in the 61 after slipping outside the top 10 early. And Tyler Jericho, that one checkup has dominoed affected him into now falling here outside of the top 10. That's how quickly things can change here, especially here at the Rockingham Speedway. Jericho all over the back bumper. Nathan Stapleton now trying to look back inside of the top 10 here. Duncan Ward still holding on to second for the time being, but Eric Monaco in the 88 trying now to pull away here with the race lead after that whole kerfuffle.
Daytona 500 champion from earlier this year. You know how good of a driver Eric Monaco is. He's pulling away here, but there's a lot of guys looking to get their first wins of the season here. Of course, Isaac Nichols is not one of those guys, and he's been doing some great things there for Owen Miles' team and did not win at Michigan. Of course, he's 18th in the standings right now, so it hasn't been a very consistent season, but we know how good of a driver Isaac Nichols is. He's in that 6th machine in the Wall Cup Series, so great run for him here at Rockingham Speedway. Fitzwater's still battling up here, but we're starting to see some shuffling going around throughout the field, starting to see some new faces up front. Hubert's starting to move his way up front there in the 52 machine, as you got Nichols to the inside of Alford there for second, and all these guys are kind of jammed up now as you got Rutkowski on the 72, looking to find his way in the top 5, and you got Duncan Ward going for the race lead.
Might have been a bit of a slip up there out of Eric Monaco because a 0.5 of a second lead there that last time by pretty much about looks like it got diminished there, so he turns 1 and 2 as now here comes Duncan Ward looking to the inside here as we go down the front straightaway here into 1 and 2. And Eric Monaco, no grip there on that outside lane. Ward's going to power through in the 24 and take the race lead away. Isaac Nichols in the 05 now up into the 3rd position. Battling with him there is a 6 of Nicholas Samadeo and the 27 of Avery Alford. Zachary Fitzwater trying to hold on to 6. It's pretty much an absolute hornet's nest here for 6th on back. You've got Emily DeBenetti there in this battle. Joe Rutkowski, Tyler Jericho, Blaine Keys, Nathan Stapleton, Hubert looking to go through the middle 3 wide. Splitting Ludovic Charette and Logan Williams. Oh, Charette to the wall! Bounces off of Andrew Williams!
He's going to have to repair that damage on the pit lane, too. That's a tough break there for Ludovic. She had a good run going for her, and it looks like it's going to end up slowing down as we got pit stops here. Lap 27.
A couple of drivers electing to come in early here on lap 27, coming to 28. Leonard Kochmer, Andrew Miller, Brian Webb, Barretto all going to elect to come down, as well as both the Anderson Jr. Enterprises cars. So here we go. Pit cycle's underway here at Rockingham, and we almost had a caution to kick off the pit cycle. That got close there between Ludovic Charette and Andrew Williams. Luckily, they both kept it straight. But yeah, that is definitely going to be quite a bit of damage to repair there for the 14 Ludovic Charette, which might definitely cost her a bit of time there under this pit cycle. But here we go. Here comes the 88 of Eric Monaco down the pit lane. Going to try and undercut the 24 of Duncan Ward, who still stays out here on the racetrack. Patch will probably be coming in this time by. No, he doesn't. Duncan Ward going to go long here in the 24. So is Tyler Jericho and Matthew Hubert. So definitely going to be really interesting to see how this race will shake out, but definitely some interesting strategy there out of the 24 Duncan Ward.
Duncan and that whole team, they're expecting this race to stay green the whole way through because they want to get that advantage at the end of the run by coming in a few laps later here, have those fresher tires near the end of the race. But I don't know, he's going to lose some time here once this all cycles through because he stayed out about 3 laps later than the first guys, and you're losing about 2.5 seconds a lap. So this could very well get interesting once this all cycles through. I feel pretty good about Eric Monaco and his chances of cycling to the race lead initially once we're all done. But we'll have to see how fast Duncan Ward is as the run goes along. There's the 88 machine ahead there of Leonard Kochmer and Andrew Miller, who were the first two to come down the pit lane. And you see how close they gained on Monaco, and that was just 1 lap. So it's not looking good for Duncan Ward at the current moment. We'll have to see how this ends up shaking out.
Absolutely. Kochmer and Miller definitely getting quite a bit there from undercutting. There's the 24 of Duncan Ward, and there goes the 88 of Eric Monaco. Kochmer, Miller, and Benedetti also in the 43 up here. As there comes Duncan Ward. Going to lose quite a bit of ground there from that overcut in the 24, but he will have the fresher tires. So he definitely still might have an opportunity to make some moves as this race goes along. It looks like we have gone through the entire pit cycle. Clean and green as well. Aaron Abel in the 25 didn't have a good pit cycle there for Renegade Gutierrez Racing. Comes out there in the 35th position. A tough break there for our points leader, Aaron Abel. Rogel Dorn in the 2-car, reigning winner here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, not with an ideal pit cycle as well. Skip Silver in the 06 also back here. And Ludovic Strat in the 14, of course, had to repair that damage. Lost a little bit of ground, but we'll have to see how it all ends up shaking out here once everything is said and done. But Eric Monaco in the 88, right now our race leader. Andrew Miller, though, up to second in the 42. Emily Debanetti in the 43 is now up to third. Kochmer's fourth. Avery Alford rounds out your top 5. Nichols 6th. Sam Adio in 7th. Fitzwater in 8th. Although getting locked in a battle here with Nathan Stapleton right behind him. And currently Brian Webb rounds out your top 10 with the 10 of Logan Williams all over the back bumper of that Mahindra Motorsports Toyota.
Benedetti, of course, the Fitzwater Australia cars are actually doing very good here today, both in the top 10. I know Hairgel, who's the owner of this team, has been very vocal about the performance or lack thereof going up to this point in the season, but they have showed up here today. And Emily De Benedetti definitely showing up in that 43 machine to the inside of Andrew Miller. And these guys have closed up on Eric Monaco as well. We'll have to see if they end up having any advantage on this 88 machine. It's still far from over. Going to be 15 laps to go next time by. We're going to have to see how well Duncan Ward can slice through the field here as this run goes along, but he might not have enough time to get up to the race lead. I'm trying to get around. He actually got passed there by Logan Williams in the 10 machine. Trying to do all he can, but not a good day for that team at the moment because their other driver and points leader Aaron Abel had a really rough run on the pit cycle, and he's fallen back as another battle again here. Andrew Miller, Leonard Kochmer, they're closing in on Eric Monaco, and Andrew Miller has won here before. Actually won the Cup race here back in April with Durrani Racing, looking to possibly take this race lead here in a couple of laps.
We definitely know Andrew Miller's got a couple fond memories here at the Rockingham Speedway, looking for another win. This time here for Mahindra Motorsports as he's now up into the second position, trying to chase down that 88 of Eric Monaco. And like we were talking about, how about this performance from Fitzwater Australia Racing and Harrison Alonso? Got Emily Debanetti now up here in the third position, trying to fight for the lead. And Zachary Fitzwater in the 82 has also had a good run here so far in this race. There's Duncan Ward in the 24, trying everything he can to move through this field. He's got past the 60 of Brian Webb, and ahead of him you got the 10 of Logan Williams, last car here inside of the top 10. Trying to go around the outside, not quite going to get it done here, but might get a run here off of turn number 4. We'll have to check back in on that battle, but Eric Monaco trying to pull away a little bit here from the 42 of Andrew Miller, who's got a mirror full of the 43 of Emily Debanetti. And now Leonard Kochmer here is under fire from quite a couple of guys. Avery Alford, Isaac Nichols, Nicholas Samadio, and the 61 of Nathan Stapleton. Got a lot of battles here inside the top 10 heating up as Avery Alford goes to the inside of Leonard Kochmer here for the 4th position.
Alford with a great run in this race. He's kept this 27 up front all day and really hasn't had the best of seasons going up to this point, which is a bit ironic because he was really good in the Cup Series this past year with Team Williams, and was the teammate that Duncan Ward got a win in the penultimate race of the season and just ran up front in a lot of those races at the end of the season as well. And no surprise to see him run well. And it's a bit of an accordion effect going on up front. Monaco pulls away, and then Miller closes back in. There's a tire or lap tire difference there, so Monaco has the advantage as we move on here. But I say the chances for Duncan Ward are probably done at this point. There's only 10 laps, going to be 9 laps to go next time by. He still hasn't gotten around Logan Williams, still stuck in the 11th position. So I'd venture to say anyone from Leonard Kochmer on up is going to end up winning this race. We'll just have to see who it ends up being if we get any passes up front for this race lead. As Monaco under fire from Andrew Miller, that 42 continuing to close back in.
Andrew Miller looking to take the charge here to the 88 of Eric Monaco, but so is Emily DiBenetti as the 43 dives to the inside here through turns 3 and 4. They'll be side by side. Miller there with a little bit of a check up there on the outside. DiBenetti going to clear here down the front straightaway. Andrew Miller going to slot in right behind that 43 machine. Now we'll have to see if Emily DiBenetti might have anything here for the 88 of Eric Monaco. You've also got Avery Alford there in the 27. Isaac Nichols in the 05. Nicholas Samudio there in the 6. Nathan Stapleton in the 61 up here. Leonard Kochman in the 39 kind of losing touch with that pack of cars. Duncan Ward has finally gotten around Fitzwater and Logan Williams, but at this point he might just be a little too far back. 3.2 seconds back from our race leader of Eric Monaco. And the laps are dwindling down. Got 7 this time by, coming to 6 laps to go. And Miller looking for second once again. Not quite going to go for it. Maybe trying to see if the 43 can close in here on the 88 of Eric Monaco. And if these two start battling, that could definitely give the 42 of Andrew Miller an opportunity, as he's going to go way wide here in turns 1 and 2. Be trying to look for a run here off of turn number 2 as DiBenetti tries to continue to close in here on the 88 of Monaco.
Get that outside lane to work, but you just can't get it to work here. Actually, Andrew Miller actually did kind of get it to work right there. Got a huge run down the backstretch and closed right up to the back bumper, and DiBenedetti's right there on Monaco. She's not going to be able to get a run right here. And Miller again going to try the outside lane on this 43. As the tires wear out, you can kind of get that outside lane to work a little bit. Always a good opportunity right here. Monaco's going to be able to continue the clear, but time's running out for all these guys behind this 88 machine. But I tell you, that 43 seems to have the speed on the 88 right now, as Emily DiBenedetti looking to get her first ever win here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Will she peek down to the inside in these last 4 laps? There goes Stapleton to the inside of Alfred, by the way. Here comes the 61. He's going to get Andrew Miller as well.
With Stapleton maybe coming alive here in the closing laps. DiBenedetti trying to poke her nose underneath the 88 of Monaco. Monaco going to cut her off there, going into turns 3 and 4, but DiBenedetti trying to do everything they can to maybe close in on this 88. Bit of a good run there off of turn at number 4. Does DiBenedetti peek it to the inside? Not quite. 3 coming to 2 laps to go here at Rockingham. Nathan Stapleton with a big run here through turns 1 and 2. DiBenedetti going for another shot here down the back straightaway. Not quite going to get there just yet, but this 61 is absolutely on rails here, as now he's closing in here to the 43 of DiBenedetti. And to the inside, here comes Nathan Stapleton. He might have the fresher tires, and he's absolutely putting those to use here in the late stages here at Rockingham.
About it, and Duncan Ward as well has also closed up to the back of this pack as well. So those guys who came in late, they're at the advantage right now. Stapleton was definitely one of those guys, because that tire difference is massive as DiBenedetti's off the outside lane. Here we go. It's the white flag, and we got 3 guys all under a blanket here for the race win.
White flag here at Rockingham. Nathan Stapleton looking to go around the outside. That's going to open up the door for Nicholas Samudio. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. That might hold them up both a little bit, though, as Monaco trying to pull away through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. They're both going to close in, but it's not going to be enough. Eric Monaco is going to hold on to win the Cheerwine 200 here at the Rockingham Speedway.
What a drive out of Monaco. Led the most laps in this race. A very dominating performance, and it's not a surprise to see him run this well. He had a lot of great runs in the Wall Cup Series. Looks like Miller may have had to come down the pit lane at the end there. That's a shame for the 42. Not entirely sure if they got enough fuel in it or what. A couple of guys had to come down at the end. I think Fitzwater as well.
Yeah.
It's a shame for Fitzy. He had a great run going for him, but well, there's your wreck. Jesse Turner around. But how about Eric Monaco? Great drive out of Monaco, holding Nicholas Sambadio and Nathan Stapleton off. And hey, Monaco's been around a long time, too. All three of those guys are longtime veterans of the channel, putting on such a great show here. But in the end, Eric Monaco gets the race victory. If there was one more lap, I think Nicholas would have gotten it. But how about TP Motorsports, Eric Monaco? They go to victory lane once again. That's their second win in the Truck Series together. And it might not be their last. Those guys are really strong. And watch out for Monaco as this season goes along.
Absolutely. That was a spectacular performance there out of Eric Monaco, holding off everybody behind him, especially that late charge there by Nathan Stapleton and Nicholas Sambadio. Man, what a race here from the Rockingham Speedway. Surprising that it went caution-free, or at least the race itself went caution-free. Looks like we had a bit of calamity after the fact, but still, though, just what a drive there out of the 88 of Eric Monaco. Absolutely dominated this race. Got to the lead early on, got passed by Duncan Ward, but was able to take the lead back under that cycle of pit stops and never looked back. And he's going to go to victory lane here for TP Motorsports and Tanner Parton. Nice to see there for Tanner and Eric. But like I said, man, what a race here from the Rockingham Speedway. And taking a quick look here over your finishing results. Eric Monaco, your race winner here in the Cheerwine 200 here from the Rock. Nicholas Sambadio, they're going to bring it home in second. Nathan Stapleton going to bring home third. Isaac Nichols in fourth, and still a good run for Emily DiBenetti. Going to bring it home there with a top 5 finish. Looking further on down the order, Avery Alford comes home in 6th after a really good run. Logan Williams in 7th. Duncan Ward was able to recover there to the 8th position. Leonard Kochmer in 9th. And Brian Webb there rounds out your top 10 there in the 60 machine for Mahindra Motorsports. But, man, just like I said, what a race here from the Rockingham Speedway. And what a win there for the 88 of Eric Monaco. But final thoughts, Alex, what do you think about what we saw here today from the Rockingham Speedway, and what are your expectations next time out as we head to our first, I believe, only road course race of the season at the Watkins Glen International for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175?
It's going to be a lot of fun, as it always is. Watkins Glen is a crazy place, as we very well know, but the truck race tends to be one of the more calmer ones. I say that, and it's probably going to be a pretty wild race, as a lot of these races have been this season, but definitely a wild card race in terms of who's going to be up front. And a lot of these races have kind of been all over the place, but we have seen guys like Monaco and Sambadio and Nichols and the Williams brothers kind of run well in these races so far. It's going to be all over the place once we get down to it next week at Watkins Glen. Excited for it, and it'll be the halfway mark of the season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series as well. So, I mean, we're closing in. This is a short season. And we're really getting to the end of it here. I mean, we're not getting to the end of it yet, but you know what? It won't be long before we're getting to the end of it, and we're only about 2.5 months away from crowning a champion here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. So you better get those good finishes while you can, because there's no chase reset. You got to have those good finishes now. And Eric Monaco, Nicholas Sambadio, those guys had great finishes here today, and they're going to move up in the standings after this one.
Absolutely. What a race here from Rockingham, and definitely going to be really interesting to see how this season will go along here as we head into the second half of the season. Like I said, it's been flying by here so far. It just feels like yesterday we were at Daytona there, but for the Featherlight Trailers 250. But what a season that has been so far up to this point. And we're closing in here on the first half of the season. As we enter the second half, these ratings are really going to be fleshed out, and it's going to be very intriguing to see who all we will see fighting for the championship once everything is said and done. But I can definitely tell you a couple of guys who might have a good shot at that. Like I said, Eric Monaco, Nicholas Sambadio, Nathan Stapleton, Isaac Nichols, all those guys have been really fast here throughout this first half of the season. So it's definitely going to be intriguing to see if that momentum will carry into the second half. So yeah, definitely going to be very interesting to see, but we'll just have to wait and see how it'll all shake out here in the 2025 Turkey Hill Truck Series. But thank you all so much for tuning in here to the Cheerwine 200 here at the Rockingham Speedway. Of course, like we mentioned, next time out will be our only road course race of the season, the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175 at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. That race will be going up next Saturday, October 18th at noon Eastern Time. Definitely hope to see you all there. That one definitely ought to be a very, very interesting one. But that'll be the halfway point of the season, so definitely will be really fun to see how it all plays out. But thank you all so much for tuning in here. Thank you so much to Alex for joining me alongside up here in the booth. and I will see you all next time out at the Watkins Glen International for the Lake Effect Ice Cream 175. But until then, you all take care and have a good one. Here's your point standings after race number 8 of the season.